Hello everybody, my name is Luz and I want to thank you for joining us at Hastings Branch for ArtNight. Today I'll show you how to create a decoupage journal, which means that we will transform an old notebook into a beautiful journal through collage. What is collage and what is decoupage? Collage, according to the Tate Museum, is a technique and a work of art which involves using pieces of magazines, newspapers, and other ephemera, arrange them together, and stuck them into a surface. Collage derives from the French term papier-collé, or découpage, which consists in using paper cutouts and pasting into a surface. As you can see, using images and texture that talk to us are essential for this project. Although it is possible to find a lot of images on the internet, this project gives us the opportunity to recycle all materials, such as magazines, newspapers, brochures, maps, tickets. So next time that you're doing some spring cleaning, let's start taking a look around and gather all those materials, organize them into a project box, just like this one. So the materials that we're going to be using for today's project are
notepad or notebook, inspirational images, tissue paper, colorful paper, scissors, x-acto knife, glue stick. For the sealant, Elmer's glue or Mod Podge, water, a small brush or sponge, and some markers.
Now that we're ready, let's start creating our collage.
The first thing we need to do is build our background. We could build stripes using strips of 2 different colors. Then we could add squares of tissue paper to give dimension and a different texture. Another option is to use different map sections. Arrange them as necessary. One more option is to add geometric shapes of different textures. Sometimes, in order to find the best background, we have to try different things. Once we like it, then it's time to build a collage. For this background, I have chosen several pages from all magazines. I have pre-cut squares in different sizes. We will arrange the squares to see what we like the most. Let's turn them diagonally. I think this looks good. With glue stick, we'll paste each square onto the journal. With an x-acto knife, I'll cut around the fastener. We will add 2 more layers of squares. Place them one on top of the other. We will just follow the same steps like we did with the first batch of squares. The idea of adding one on top of the other is that you are creating layers and giving some dimension. Now, one more time, we will use the x-acto knife. Remember to combine colors and textures. Arrange them in different ways until you like it. I think we could also add some color to the corners. Let's try some different patterns. Paste each piece on top of the other. Now we will fold the excess of materials in the edges. At the spine, cut the excess of material by leaving a tiny lip. Add glue into the spine and fold the lip. With an x-acto knife, we will trim the unwanted material. Opening the journal and use the edge of the journal as a ruler. Remove the excess of material. So the background is ready, but I think it needs texture. I'm not sure which paper to add. Let's try the acetate. Maybe the tissue paper. I like the tissue paper. I'll use my hands to rip some strips and start placing them in different places. When you use your hands, the paper obtains different texture in the edges, which can also bring a nice touch. Go ahead and using the glue, paste the tissue paper. With your hands, remove the unwanted material. And use the x-acto knife only for small details. In the 18th century, decoupage was so popular that they started producing images only for this purpose. They will use those images to embellish boxes and hairbrushes. So for this project, I will also add a cutout image that I think it will pop in the collage. I also like the idea of adding a legend on acetate paper. For the journal spine, cut a strip of medium weight. Add glue to the spine and to the strip. Place the journal spine on the middle of the strip. Turn it one side to the other, applying pressure. With your fingers, fold and put pressure. Now that it's ready, it's time to seal. For the sealer, we will need 2 parts of glue for 1 part of water. Mix it until smooth. Check the consistency. With a brush or sponge, take a small amount of the sealant mixture and cover the journal, starting from top to bottom and left to right. Once that you finish with the cover, let it dry. Now that it's dry, we are going to repeat the sealant process one more time. But think that you can do this 2 or 3 times. Well, I think that it's ready.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope you like it enough to try it. And I also want to invite you to borrow some of our materials at the library about collage. Some of the titles are over here, so you can take a look. Thank you again, and have a good night.